Greetings, Acolytes of the Force, and welcome back to the Archives. The relationship between Mace Windu and Anakin Skywalker was one that had been strained from the very beginning. Ever since Qui-Gon brought Anakin before the Jedi Council, declared him to be the Chosen One, and insisted on training him with or without the Council's permission, already put their meeting on the wrong foot. Not to mention, Mace had already mentioned along with Yoda that much fear was felt inside Anakin at the time. They could see that great pain lay ahead in his future. Even Obi-Wan mentioned to Qui-Gon that the entire council had deemed the boy as dangerous. We also see the look on the young Anakin's face whenever Mace Windu says that he will not be trained, and it speaks to the beginning of his Jedi rivalry. However, by the end of the events of The Phantom Menace, the council deliberates over the decision of Anakin Skywalker's training, as it had been Qui-Gon Jinn's dying wish that he be trained by Obi-Wan. While the Grand Master and Yoda vehemently opposed this motion, it was later revealed in the Revenge of the Sith novelization that it had actually been Mace Windu who had been one of the deciding votes in Anakin's favor and wanted Anakin trained as a Jedi. A shocking revelation indeed, given all that we know about Mace Windu's feelings on the young Skywalker. So what exactly changed, and why did Mace Windu defy Grandmaster Yoda's vote against him concerning Anakin's induction into the Jedi Order? Well, Acolytes, it's time to open the holocron and discover the secrets laying within. Mace Windu had originally refused to allow Anakin to be brought into the Jedi Order on the basis of several factors. Firstly, Anakin was far too old, and this was one of the primary reasons that they had initially refused. The Jedi no longer accepted children this old into their order regardless of their potential. It just simply was never done. The risk factor was far too high, and ironically, it would seem that the council would inevitably be correct about this. Secondly, Qui-Gon Jinn already had an apprentice in Obi-Wan. Qui-Gon even insisted on training the boy himself, and as Mace Windu and Yoda both pointed out, it was not only impossible for a master to properly train two Padawans, but it was against the code. Finally, and most importantly, all of the masters agreed that they sensed great amounts of fear in Anakin, not about his situation, but about his mother. His thoughts dwelt on his home, and he was worried about losing her. While Anakin at the time didn't think it was too important, the Masters, especially Mace Windu, saw this as a massive red flag. In fact, it was this very reason that the Jedi didn't induct children as old as 9 years old into their order. Their attachment could lead them to fear, which would send them down the path of ultimate darkness. Mace was shocked at Qui-Gon's revelation that Anakin was believed to be the Chosen One, and Anakin managed to get a perfect score on his initiation test, but still, he was denied his training. The one test that Skywalker failed was the most important. The Jedi Council sensing his thoughts and feelings, discovering that he had developed a deep and unbreakable bond with his mother. Mace at the time was the first to speak out against this. All of the Jedi sensed the boy's importance, but feared the feelings that he had, so they decided to simply turn him away. However, this notion completely changed during the Battle of Naboo. Qui-Gon had insisted that Obi-Wan be elevated to the rank of Knight in order to clear the Padawan position for the young Skywalker. In the end though, it was Qui-Gon Jinn's death, and the fact that the young Obi-Wan defeated a Sith in one-on-one combat that caused the Council to reevaluate the decision, and indeed elevated Kenobi to the rank of Knight. But more than this, Qui-Gon Jinn was controversial, but a highly respected member of the Jedi Order, despite continually defying the Council and mandates. There was even a time long ago where Qui-Gon Jinn was extended a seat on the Jedi High Council, and his dying wish to train Anakin held immense amount of weight. We know very little about the meeting that actually occurred, but we can infer the council was likely divided on the topic, with many supporting Yoda and believing that the boy was dangerous, while the rest wished to honor Qui-Gon Jinn's sacrifice. It was no coincidence that the Chosen One should turn up suddenly, right before the grand return of the Sith, marking their return by killing one of the most powerful and famous Jedi of the Order in Qui-Gon. All of this was convincing enough, at least to Mace Windu, to look a little bit deeper into Anakin as a person, and doing so with his own unique ability of Shatterpoint. From here, perhaps it is best to let the Revenge of the Sith novelization take away the explanation. To Mace's forced perception, the world crystallized around them, becoming a gem of reality shot through with flaws and fault lines of possibilities. This was Mace Windu's particular gift, to see how people and situations fit together in the Force, to find the sheer planes that can cause them to break in useful ways, and to intuit what sort of strike would best make the cut. Though he could not consistently determine the significance of the structures he perceived, the presence of shatter points was always clear. Mace had supported the training of Anakin Skywalker, though it had ran counter to millennia of Jedi tradition, because from the structure of the fault lines in the Force that surrounded him, he had been able to intuit the truth of Qui-Gon Jinn's guess, that the young slave boy from Tatooine was in fact the prophesied Chosen One, born to bring balance to the Force. He had argued for the elevation of Kenobi to mastership, and to give the training of the Chosen One into the hands of this new, untested master, because his unique perception had shown him powerful lines of destiny that bound their lives together, Skywalker and Kenobi, for good or ill. The novel then goes on to explain that the shatter points connected Anakin and Obi-Wan, but also to Palpatine, with the lines formed described as Obi-Wan on one side, Palpatine on the other, and Anakin in the middle. At the time, Mace Windu had no idea what this meant, and decided to remain silent and observe the shatter point as it developed. From this day on, Mace Windu sensed countless shatter points littered all over Skywalker for his entire life, and it's made clear that Mace Windu didn't exactly detest Anakin, he just didn't trust him. And this marks an important moment where Mace Windu does actually care for Anakin, and believes in his abilities as a Jedi. Mace and Anakin did not like one another, but they certainly respected one another. In the end, the majority of the council sided with Mace Windu over Yoda, and Anakin was inducted into the Jedi Order. What's extremely interesting though, and a question I would like to pose to all of you, is why did Mace Windu not inform any other member of the council about the shatter point that he sensed between Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Palpatine? Why did he keep this so personal and not even tell Yoda? Could it be Yoda constantly preaching about how dangerous it is to look to the future, or something else entirely? Regardless, that is why Mace Windu wanted Anakin Skywalker trained as a Jedi against Yoda. But before we close out today's holocron, we would like to introduce you to Onasaber and their new July deals. Onasaber offers incredible variety of custom and original saber hilts made of the finest quality materials available. For the month of July, Onasaber is offering a wide variety of special deals, including not only 30% off and free shipping on all orders, but a custom engraving on their Wrathbearer saber line. This new Wrathbearer saber can be specifically paired with a custom word or phrase of your choosing up to 10 words long. On top of this, Acolytes, if you use our specialized code STUPENDOUS, you can receive another $15 off your order. Your support on this brand new endeavor would not only greatly help the channel and Onasaber's business, but it would also allow you to bring home your very own industrial, high-quality saber to carry in whatever battles await you. Thanks again to Onasaber for sponsoring the video, and have a great day.